this video we are going to be doing another tier list today, and we are going to be doing a tier list where I rank your club's latest transfer rumour. So of course the January transfer window is open and the rumour mill is circulating about who could be on the move to your clubs. So I thought, why don't I go for every Premier League club and their biggest rumour currently and put them in a tier list. So we did this in the summer. I'm going to do this here. If you guys enjoy, then I might do this later down the line when, more rumours come along towards the end of the window. But the tiers we have is get it done, get the deal done at all costs. It's a fantastic move. A good signing, an average signing, a bit of a meh deal, and stay away, do not get this deal done. So I'm going to rank the rumours based on what I think the club should do. If they should go ahead and sign these players or not. Now, bear in mind firstly, all of these rumours, because we're in the January window, they're going to fluctuate very quickly, so probably by the time you see this, a lot of the rumours would have changed. Some of the players might have even moved, or maybe some of the players might have even joined their clubs which they're rumoured to join. And a lot of clubs, it was also very, very hard to find strong rumours right now, so I just picked up very, very vague, very loose rumours out there. There was one club only. Every club's got a rumour except one, which is Southampton. I just could not find a rumour for them. But yeah. Anyways, let's begin. Let me know your thoughts on any of these in the comments below. So, the first player we have here is Ben Godfrey. Ben Godfrey, who, this one's not actually a rumour, it's a very recently completed, one of the first Premier League signings of the window. He has joined Ipswich on a season-long loan from Atalanta. Now, Ben Godfrey, it was a bit of a weird move, to be honest, to join Atalanta. A bit of a random move come the summer, but I did actually think it was going to work out. Sadly, for whatever reason, he's been completely out of favour for Atalanta. Has only played like one game this entire season, and is back in the Premier League. I think he has quite a lot of experience, and I think, to be honest, I'm pulling get it done. Even if he's not the best player, he's not a world beater. Even if he hasn't played much for in the last 6 months, I think on a season-long loan until the end of the season, you haven't paid a transfer fee. I reckon they're paying a decent amount of wages, but it's not going to be too much. An experienced head through the door. He's not too old. Can play anywhere across the back line. Give them some experience in the back line. I think it's a really, really good signing. Because even if it doesn't work out, it's fine. It's only a loan. It is what it is. And I think it's a sort of perfect signing we should be making to try and stay in the division. So well done to them. Really like it. Okay, next up we do have a very, very, very loose rumour. So Nottingham Forest, it was pretty hard to find any rumours to them. And I did find a rumour that at least a couple months ago they were very keen on getting Matthias Tell from Bayern Munich out on a loan. However, that seems like it's pretty much not going to happen. He's going to stay at Bayern Munich now. But you know what? Let's just say, for argument's sake, he was to join Forest on a loan. How would I feel about that? I mean, good signing, good signing. I'm going to say, get it done. Just because, I mean, I don't think, would he start, ahead of Chris Wood? I mean, obviously Dell is very, very good, but I'm not entirely sure if he's needed. He's not going to be starting ahead of Chris Wood. Maybe he'll start on the wing areas, but then again, Hudson-Odoi and Lang have done pretty well. But as a backup choice on a loan, that'll be pretty good. But yeah, this one's not going to happen, but it was a pretty fun rumour, I guess. This one as well is a very, very fun rumour. And a pretty crazy one. So, reports are saying apparently Newcastle are interested in Darwin Núñez. I mean, that is random. That is random, but yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I'd be shocked if it's happened, but let's talk about it if it did happen. So, to be honest, I'm not going to lie, if this was to happen, this would be a really Newcastle's perspective, I don't know why they would get rid of Nunes. Obviously, he's not been great. He's not really played too much, but they're in the midst of a title race. They're still in all 4 competitions, so we're going to need depth. Nunes, while he's not impressed, has played a decent amount of minutes. So if they were to sell him or loan him, they would need to replace him, and doing that mid-season's not great. Also, from Nunes' perspective, I mean, like, you're sitting on the Liverpool bench, and I completely understand why you would want to leave. That's fair enough. But joining Newcastle would be really, really weird, because you're not going to start ahead of Alexander Isak, are you? And you're not going to start on the left ahead of Anthony Gordon. The only way you're actually going to be a starter at Newcastle if you get shoved out on the right wing. So you're going to be moving essentially from the Liverpool bench to the Newcastle bench, which is pretty weird. I mean, from Newcastle perspective, if they can get it done, it's not bad, but depends what the fee is, depends all of that. If it's anywhere more than, like, honestly 35 million, they shouldn't do it, because as I said, he's not going to be a regular starter, is he? I mean, it'll be pretty cool, but it'll be on high wages. Honestly, stay away. I guess maybe it's a good succession planning for Isak, but I feel like, come the summer, if Isak leaves, yeah, sure, then go get Nunes, but right now, no, do not go get Darwin Nunes, because he's just going to be a backup option, and to spend all that money just for a backup, it doesn't really make much sense. Right, next up, we have Emmanuel Latte Laugh. This was, again, a very, very loose rumour. I couldn't really find much for Leicester City, but I saw a couple rumours saying they were interested in Emmanuel Latte Laugh, who is a striker playing for Middlesbrough right now. Now, he's done pretty well for Middlesbrough. Last 2 seasons has been very, very prolific in terms of goal scoring in the Championship, but I'm going to say I'll keep it in average, to be honest. I think, like, when I think of Leicester's problems, striker's not really one of them right now necessarily, because Jamie Vardy's actually done really well in the Premier League. Now, sure, Emmanuel Latte Laugh might be a better player, and who knows, might actually outscore Vardy, but I think they kind of have bigger issues than replacing Jamie Vardy. He'll be a good long-term replacement, but I mean, in terms of keeping him up in the division right now, I'm not sure Latte Laugh would do that, but it'll be okay. It'll be alright. Right, next up we actually have some serious rumour here, which is Daniel Marlin to Aston Villa. So Aston Villa, at this stage, putting a couple bids for Marlin. I think they're trying to get a loan, potentially with an option to buy, or a permanent deal, and I would say good signing. I think that's a good signing for Daniel Marlin. He is a player who has lots of talent, lots of potential, lots of ability, but for whatever reason, it just never really worked out for him since he's joined Dortmund. He's always had his sort of moments, Marlin, but he's always really struggled for consistency at that Dortmund team, and hasn't always been a regular starter and all of that. But as I said, there's a player in there for sure, and I think if you can get that out of him, you can get a potentially fantastic player there. And yeah, I think in that Villa system, they definitely need someone who can play under wide areas and also cover up front as well, which Marlin can do. They need a good winger. He's got lots of experience on the Champions League stage as well, on the big stage. Yeah, I like the signing a lot. And honestly, get it done, just because it depends what the fee is. If they're charging, upwards of like 35 million, I would be a bit like, I don't know about that. That's quite a lot for a player who has been a bit inconsistent. But yeah, I think Marlin is a player with lots of ability, and I think would be a good signing for Villa. I think he would do pretty well, actually. Next up, we have Omar Mamouche, who has been linked recently to Manchester City. And I'm actually going to say get it done. I'm going to say get it done. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to say good signing. I'm backtracking. The same thing as Marlin. I think Omar Mamouche to Manchester City would be honestly a sensational signing. It is exactly what they need. That attack is just not firing at all right now. They need some fresh blood, a new attacker to come in there. Somebody can play off Haaland, similar to how Julian Alvarez did. They never replaced him, and add something, add a bit of creativity, add a bit of goal scoring. So Haaland's not the only one doing it in the side. I know Marmouche will bring that. He's been sensational for Frankfurt. The only reason I'm not letting him get it done is just because of the fee. Like I said with Marlon, the fee. Frankfurt are going to charge a lot to sell him mid-season because it's going to completely derail their season. So that's why, if they're charging more than 55 million, I probably wouldn't do it because I think that's a lot of money. I would rather just wait till the summer to get Mamouche than pay that much, like pay upwards of 60 million in January. But if they can get him, it would be unreal. It would be unreal, and exactly what they need. Right, next up, we have Bournemouth, who this is a completed signing which they've recently made. To be honest, it's someone I do not know anything about. It's a very young Argentinian left back called Julio Soler from, I think, the Argentinian league. I'm just keeping average because I said I don't really know anything about him. Can't really comment too much on him, but potentially could be a good signing actually as a long-term one, and maybe a Kirk's replacement who we'll get onto later. But next up we do have James McAtee. James McAtee has been linked to Fulham. He's been linked to a couple of clubs, but mainly Fulham. Now this would be, I'll keep it an average. And James McAtee just screams of a Fulham signing, don't he? They love to sign these sort of like players who just quite didn't make it at those top 6 clubs, but are still good players. Your Smith Rowes, your Alex Iwobis, your Harry Wilsons of the world. They love signing these sorts of players, don't they? They absolutely love it, and James McAtee would complete it. I think it would work pretty well in their system. Reason I put an average because firstly I don't know how much he'll play. Like, is he a regular starter for Fulham? Probably not, but he definitely could be. And also the fee, Manchester City, if they charge in like upwards of 30 million, then I don't know about that. Because there's a player who hasn't played at all this season. He had a good year with Sheffield United last year, but he's still relatively unproven in the Premier League, right? So yeah, that's why I put an average. Depends what the fee is really for McAtee, but I think it'll be pretty decent for Fulham. Next up, we have another average here. This is Brighton. Now Brighton, actually, you know what? I'll say get it done. Actually, I'm going to say get it done. So Brighton have been linked to Vitor. I can't remember what this guy's surname is. I think it's Vitor Reyes. Yeah, Vitor Reyes. He's from Palmeiras. I believe he's like 19-year-old centre-back. Brazilian wonder kid, another one of them. But obviously I don't know anything about the guy. But the reason I'm saying get it done is because when I was researching a little bit about him, I saw that all of the top clubs interested in, the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, your Real Madrid and all of that, they're all interested in signing this guy. But Brighton are actually like the ones pushing to beat Chelsea and all of that to the deal. So I mean, if they can get that done, it could be another sort of Caicedo-esque part to another one of these masterstroke signings. So they could beat these guys. Obviously, it's not it's a good indication when these big clubs are in for these sort of Brazilian wonder kids. Obviously, it doesn't mean that they're gonna be great, but it's a good indication that they're a good player. So get it done if they can, Brighton. Brentford. Now, there wasn't many links, but one link I did find was Michael Coyote. Now, I'm gonna put him in meh because he's a right back from Fiorentina, and I mean, Brentford definitely need some bodies. They definitely could do another right back, given the amount of injuries they have. But Michael Coyote, I'm not sure about because he's a bench warmer really for Fiorentina. I've looked; he's only played like 5 games this season. he's not a regular starter at all for Fiorentina, and apparently they want like 15 to 20 million for him, which is pretty crazy for someone who's not even starting. But I mean, if they can get him for like 10 mil or like on a loan, I mean that's perfectly fine, right? And this guy could be really good. I don't really know too much about him, but from what I can see, he's not really playing too much at Fiorentina, which does suggest, he's not a world beater at right back. But yeah, that's why I'll put it in there. Okay, this one is interesting. Nuno Mendes. So Nuno Mendes has been linked to Man United. They definitely want a new left wing back. Nuno Mendes is their first choice, but I'm not sure how likely this move will actually happen because they're trying to find ways to sort of make the deal happen, but they don't really have the money to make it happen. Typical. Anyways, in terms of the move itself, I think it's a good signing. I wouldn't say get it done just because, again, I don't know how much it's going to cost. PSG will probably demand quite a decent fee. I know his contract is starting to run out, so they might be forced to sell, but I can't imagine PSG are going to do a cheap fee. Maybe they could do a Cardi deal where it's like loan with obligation to buy. But still, I would imagine they're probably going to charge at least 45 million maybe for Mendes, which is quite a lot of money. But Mendes is a very, very good left back. He's a very good left back, and I do think he's a very good left wing back in particular as well. I don't know if it's true, but did he play for Amorim? He might have. He came from Sporting. I don't know if Amorim was there at that time. But he's Portuguese. I think Mendes is better as a wing back than a left back as well, so he would suit Amorim's system perfectly. So I think, yeah, this would be a good signing. I'm not saying get it done just because he might cost quite a lot of money, and you don't want to be like blowing the entire budget on Nuno Mendes when you've got other areas to fix as well. But definitely, if you can get this done, try and do it, because he would do really well and be a massive upgrade on Diego Dalot. Next up, we have Marc Guéhi. Now, Marc Guéhi is an interesting one. He has been linked to Chelsea. Chelsea obviously used to play for Chelsea, but he has now been linked with a move back to Chelsea. Now, we have struggled at centre back this season in terms of we got some injuries to likes of Fofana, Badiashile, and Disasi's not been good. Tosin's been alright, but a little bit unconvincing. So we want to try and sign a new centre back this summer. We're also considering recalling Trevor Chalobah, but we're also interested in Marc Guéhi on a permanent. Now, Marc Guéhi is an interesting one because his contract is, of course, expiring in the summer, so he might be available. Not this summer, next summer. So, really, this is Palace's best chance to sell for a good fee. But they're going to charge quite a lot of money. You saw they were charging almost like 80 million in the summer when Newcastle tried to get him, so he's going to cost a lot of money. But it would be a good signing. It's kind of like Nuno Mendes. If you can get Guéhi through the door, then he would be a fantastic signing. Him and Cole at the back would be really, really nice. But it depends what the fee is, right? If you're paying upwards of like 50, 60 million, then I'm not sure about that. I think that's a bit too much. But if you can get Guéhi through the door for like 40, 45, I think that's very, very good business. That's very good business for a centre back who is very experienced in the Prem, and England international did well at the Euros, I thought, as well. So yeah. Now Milos Kerkez is up next to Liverpool. He's been linked to United as well, but he's the main link for Liverpool. I will say it's a good signing, but firstly, I don't know if this is actually going to happen, and also I do feel that, again, with the price, Bournemouth will probably charge quite a lot of money to sell Kerkez mid-season. They're probably going to demand like 45, 50 million, which is a lot of money for a left back. And Kerkez is good, he's very good, but I don't know if you should be spending that much on him. might be slow to adapt into the side, which could potentially happen. But I do, if they did get Gerges, then that would be a very good signing. It's just, I don't know about the fee. Right, next up, we have Wolves. Now, Wolves have signed, this is a completed signing actually, again, one of the recently completed one. His name is Emmanuel Agabodu. I think that's how you say his name. Now, he signed from Ream for like £20 million, quite a big fee actually. I'm just going to say average because I don't know too much about him, but I did have a little look at his stats and stuff, and he actually looks pretty good. He's an absolute beast. He's 6'4" centre back, really good passing, good ball playing centre back. We'll see. Wolves definitely needed to sign a new centre back, so it's good that they've gone in early and addressed that. But yeah, I don't really know too much about the guy, so I can't really comment too much. Next up, we have Jaden Villagino, who has been linked with a move to Everton. Now, I'll say meh, to be honest. I'll say meh. I mean, Villagine, he was in a bit of a transfer saga, and for some, I think Ipswich, I think Everton actually were one of the clubs interested in signing him when he was at Hull. But he eventually went to Villa with their buyback clause. But he hasn't really impressed he hasn't been given many minutes, but when he has played, he's not really looked too good. I feel like Everton, he's just another one of those sort of mid attackers they would have. Like, they have Harrison, they have like Lindstrom, they got a bunch of these guys who are just pretty average. I feel like Villagine, yeah, maybe he could be really good, but more than likely he'll be pretty bang average for them, so I'll put it in there. Right, this is very interesting. Randall Colomawani has been linked to Spurs. Now PSG want to get rid of him. They are willing to even let him go on loan. They're not playing him at all. He's out of favour under Luis Enrique. And you know what? I'll say good signing for Spurs. I was thinking of saying get it done, but I'm only going to say good signing for now. I think it'll be a good signing because Colomwani is actually a good player. He is a good player. When you can get the best out of him, we've seen, for France at the Euros was pretty good. He can be a very effective player. But just for whatever reason hasn't really worked out since he's joined PSG. So if Spurs were to sign him, it would be really good. He can play multiple positions in the front line, and he definitely needs some depth. But the reason I want to say get it done is, one, even if it's on loan, he's going to be on high wages, isn't he? Going to eat into that wage bill. But also, I actually think they more need depth at the back than in attack. Like, of course, they probably need, their wingers are out right now, but when they're back, like, especially if you're buying Colomwani, you're gonna, when everyone's fit, he doesn't start. You got Solanke there, you got Son there, you got Brennan Johnson there, you got Kulusevski there, you even got Audible there, you got Richarlison still, you got a lot of options there. And I don't think Colomwani would start when everyone's fit. He's not going to start ahead of Solanke, but on a loan, it'll be a good option to have as a depth option. But yeah, I'm not going to say get it done just because it'll be high wages for someone who may not be guaranteed to start. Right, next up we have Damsgaard, and Arsenal had absolutely barely any links right now. I saw a little rumour about Damsgaard. I thought it would be an interesting one to talk about because Damsgaard has been really bad since he's joined Brentford, to be honest, but this season he's finally settled in and has really impressed. He's been superb for Brentford, but I would stay away. I mean, as I said, he's been pretty bad for most of his spell at Brentford. He is now finally doing well, but I'm not sure he's really done enough to justify moving to Arsenal. And the fee that Brentford would command, Brentford would probably demand like 40 odd million for him, and he's just not done enough to justify, being worth that much. And also, he's not going to be a starter, is he? He's just going to be a backup option. He's not going to get into the actual team, is he? So yeah, stay away. West Ham, there was again not too many links, but Kieran Dewsbury Hall has been a name banded around, and I think it's pretty average. Like, Dewsbury Hall is a good player. He's a good player, but has not got any minutes at Chelsea. I guess he'll probably be a loan if he was to go. Yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be all right. But West Ham signed a lot of midfielders already. In the summer, Guido Rodriguez, Carlos Soler. They already have Edson Alvarez in there. They have Suchek in there. They got Paquetá. So I'm not entirely sure where Dewsbury Hall fits into all of that. Obviously, not all of them have performed, but still, I'm not sure. But if they can get the best out of Dewsbury Hall, then he'll be a pretty good player. Right, and finally, Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have been very interested in Ben Doak, and a very interesting one from Liverpool. Now, he is currently on loan at Middlesbrough in the Championship and is doing very, very well. They put in a couple of bids to sign him on a permanent deal, which I think have been rejected. Now, Liverpool want like around 30 odd million, I think. And for that price, I'm gonna say average. Like that's quite a lot of money. That's quite a lot of money for a player who is just very unproven in the Premier League. You don't know what he's going to be like in the Prem. Now, Ben Doak does have a lot of potential and is very highly rated. He's somebody who has been touted to break into the Liverpool team for a while now. So, to sign a player with that amount of talent could be really, really good. But it could also be the other way. Maybe Ben Doak isn't actually ready for the Premier League and isn't going to work out. Someone like Fabio Carvalho, for example, people thought we're going to do really well at Liverpool, has left, joined Brentford, and he's been okay but not amazing. So yeah, that's why I'm going to say average for now, because I think the fee they're going to command is quite a lot, but he could also bang. So he's just unproven. Right, there we go. Those are the rumours ranked. Let me know your thoughts on these rumours in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see